Hello there, my name's Claire and this is Stitch and Sew. Thank you so much for joining me today for another video. Now today's video is a Friday Sews video, so that's going to be talking all about what I've been up to in the last couple of weeks, the plans that I've got for next week and some bits and bobs that have come through the post. So if that interests you, please stick around with me today. Now, apologies for the backdrop in my video. I'm recording this in my lunch break. So yeah, not a particularly pretty sewing background, just a computer screen, so apologies for that. So what have I been up to over the last couple of weeks since I last posted a Friday Sews? I have been sewing lots of dresses for Project Dress A Girl, which is a charity challenge that has been run by the lovely Mary from Mary Sews, or she's Mary Sews for Curves on Instagram, and the idea is to sew up dresses for girls that are from sort of low income or girls from living in poverty, to give them a new dress. And the idea is you sew up a woven dress that hasn't got any fixings like zips or buttons, but you can use straps, you know, ties on the shoulders, etc. And it has to have pockets. I'm going to link all the details in the description box below if you do want to get involved in that challenge. The idea is that the dresses are sewn up by the 30th of September and posted on Instagram by that date. I'm yet to post mine on Instagram, so I must remember to do that in the next day or so over the weekend. That will definitely be on my to-do list. But if you haven't got involved, you've still got time to whip up a dress. Some of them really don't take very long at all, and I'm sure most of us have got a little bit of woven fabric, a little remnant left in our stash, so please do have a think about getting involved with that. I did pop out a video at the beginning of the week in relation to Project Dress A Girl showing my dresses, so I won't go into too much detail about them, but it also gave some details in relation to some free dress patterns. So even if you're not interested in Project Dress A Girl, or you haven't got time to sew for Project Dress A Girl right now, you might still be interested in that video because it does give some free dress patterns. All of the dresses I talk about are free patterns, so do check that video out as well. I'll link it up here in the cards and in the description below. So I will quickly show you the things that I've been making and then move on to my plans, etc. So as I say, I've been making some dresses for Project Dress A Girl. I've made 5 dresses and 2 different designs of dresses. So the first 2 designs are from a free pattern from the lovely Alicia from Thoughtful Creativity, and this was a pattern that she designed last year for Project Dress A Girl, and she's designed a different one this year, and as I say, all that is discussed in my previous video for Project Dress A Girl. So this one is a really cute little dress in this purpley fabric, which I'll be using also for the challenge that is being run by the lovely Michelle from Michelle Sews Again, and her challenge for Sew Purple to End ALZ 22. Again, I'll link all of that in the description below. Michelle's running a fantastic challenge this month. She's putting out videos every single day. She's doing a collaboration every single day for that. So I will link all the details in the description box below for that, and Michelle's intro video if you haven't yet seen any of that. I'm sure you will have, because my goodness, she's putting out so many videos and doing so much work this month. So this one has got little pockets on the front, it's got the little label that I've sewn on for Project Dress A Girl, and it's got a lovely little tie detail at the back made out of bias binding in the same sort of made fabric. So that's that one. Then I, in the same design, made this one in a little chambray fabric. I've used some pink bias binding, there's little polka dots on there, and I've added that trim to the pockets because I just thought that would be a little cute extra detail, and it's got that lovely cute dot detail at the back. Seem to like the word cute quite a lot. The other dresses that I've made are all in this particular pattern, which is the Popover dress by Oliver and S, and they've all got patch pockets on the front, all coming off the hanger, and they've got a nice little bit of detail at the top as well, and I just used different colour bias binding for the straps, so made 3 versions of those ones. So what else have I been up to in terms of sewing? Those have taken up most of my time. I have had a little break this week. I haven't really done much sewing this week for one reason or another, and the only other thing that I have made that I can show you is this little brooch that I made. Again, this was just using a tutorial that I'd found on YouTube, and I've added a little button detail in the middle. Fortunately, I had to go to a funeral this week, and the lady whose funeral it was, she was a huge lover of the colour red, so we were all asked to wear a touch of red to the funeral, and this is what I made to wear on the dress that I was wearing. So yeah, it's just a little bit special for what was obviously a very sad day. So I have made one other thing in the last couple of weeks, but it was for a pattern test, so unfortunately I can't show you that yet. I'm really pleased with it though, I have to say, so I'm looking forward to being able to show you that one once I can. So those are all the things that I've made. A little bit of a whistle stop tour, because obviously I've shown some of it in a previous video, but I thought that I would just show you on here in case you haven't seen the video before. Then I had a few things that have come in the post. Now, you will probably know that I've got a good friendship with the lovely Adele from Sew for Serenity and Crystal from my social thread, and we have a WhatsApp group that we chat about and give each other's ideas and help and just general chit chat, not always related to sewing. The other day I contacted them both to say, have either of you got like an offcut of some cord, like a creamy cord fabric that you don't need anymore, that you've used for another project? Because I was after some that I could make a little bag for my niece for her birthday, and I thought one of them might have an offcut. Now the lovely Adele came straight back to me and said, yes, I've got some, leave it with me, I'll send it out to you in the post. And true to her word, she sent me a little bit of cord. I need to just give that an iron now. She'd already pre-washed it, so I don't even need to do that. What a star. And so thank you, Adele. And yeah, I'll be cracking on making, that's one of my plans for this week. So the other thing that arrived in the post only today actually is a few bits of haberdashery items from Minerva. I needed to buy a few bits, so whilst I was there I bought some overlocker thread that I need for my project that I'm doing for my husband, which is a Parker coat. I've made the toile and I now need to move on to make the coat, so that will come up in my October plans. And I needed some khaki overlocker thread that would go with that, so I've picked up four of the moon thread in the khaki. I quite often, that's what I tend to use moon thread for, is for my overlocker, and there's often a box in the back of my when I'm making videos, not today because obviously the computer's there, but when normally you'll see a box of moon threads, which is what I tend to use on my overlocker when I'm not using things like black, white and navy, which are the colours that I tend to sort of gravitate to most. But when I want other colours, I'll tend to use moon thread, and then I use Gutterman thread for use in my sewing machine. So that's to use on my overlocker. I've got some webbing strap fabric, hope you can see that because it's still in the bag, that I'm going to use with the bag that I'm making. And I've also picked up some stretch interfacing. Now this is just a little bit of it. Now the reason I needed the stretch interfacing relates to my plans for this week. Now you will probably know that one of the things that I am supposed to be sewing up in the month of September is the Heather blazer, which I'm doing a collaboration with the lovely Adele and Crystal. Adele from my social thread and Crystal from Adele from Sofa Serenity, and Crystal from my social thread. And we are sewing up the heather blazer, and I have cut out the pattern, but I'm yet to cut out my fabric, because I then realised that I needed different types of interfacing, not just standard interfacing. I needed some knit stretch interfacing for that as well. I think they use that on the lapels. Is that what you call the bit on the front of your jacket? I think. Anyway, so I haven't yet cut that out. So hopefully in the next day or so I'll make a start on that. So that's my main plan for the next week, is the heather blazer, and also to make the gift for my niece. So that is an absolute whistle stop tour of my Friday sews. Sorry it's very short, but I wanted to pop together a video for you all for this Friday, because I didn't put a Friday sews out last week. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please do give me a like. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love it if you would consider doing so. But until next time, take care. Happy sewing. Bye bye.